Hey guys, how's it going? White Rabbit here. Thought I'd come to you guys with a video today about the movie Noah that just came out recently, starring Russell Crowe. Now, we all know that they use a lot of programming in, especially Hollywood produced films and on TV and things like that, to kind of not only reveal their plans for the future agendas that they have going on, but also to kind of guide and sway the common consensus around the country and to kind of manipulate how people view things. Sometimes they do it very subtly, sometimes they do it right in your face. But I wanted to talk today specifically about the movie Noah because it takes some dramatic liberties with the story in the Bible. And not just that, they completely obliterate the story in the Bible, and it's specifically to push their agenda. So I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record with all this evolution stuff, and I assure you guys, after this video, I'm going to be jumping back to hoaxes and conspiracies. I actually have one video in the works right now about occultic symbology and different symbolisms that the occult use, kind of like a 101 course on satanic symbolism. So don't worry if you know you guys are starting to lose a little bit of faith in me because I keep dwelling on this evolution thing. I assure you I will be jumping back to other topics here in the future. So bear with me if you don't think this is relevant to you, then just skip this video. But anyway, let's get right into it. Now, I want to stress to you guys again, like I did in my previous video, the one I just put out, I mentioned that the evolution agenda is crucial to the New World Order plans, particularly the segment focused and concentrated on creating a one world religion. And that's why they're pushing it so much, okay? And to me, they kind of crossed a line with this movie. Now, originally, I didn't see too much about this movie before it came out. I mean, I saw a trailer or two, but I didn't really know too much about it. I was willing to give the movie the benefit of the doubt before I saw it. I knew it came from Hollywood, and I realized that they were obviously going to be taking some dramatic liberties with the film in order to make it a 2-hour film or however long they were trying to get it to be. I wasn't expecting right off the bat for it to be a completely biblically accurate film. But they went from adding a little bit to the story to make a longer film to completely changing the story altogether. So here we go. Let's get into it. First thing I want to point out to you guys is the segment about creation in the video. Now, immediately this movie starts off with, in the beginning, there was nothing. Now, I don't know what Bible they were reading in order to make this film. I don't know if it was a Mormon Bible or what, but that directly contradicts the Bible. 100%. The Bible teaches, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. That's the start. That's the beginning. So why is that important? Well, that's important to the Bible because the Bible begins with that sentence, and what it's doing is explaining that in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. So the start of everything as we know it, God came in and with his word created time, space, and matter all in one swoop, okay? And that's the beginning. The Bible teaches that that was the beginning. The beginning was time, space, and matter. That was the start. So to say that in the beginning there was nothing is directly contradictory to the Bible. I understand it's a little hard to wrap your mind around the fact that if, God created all this stuff, then before that there was nothing. But what you have to remember is that the Bible is saying that God created time in the same moment. So it doesn't really make any sense to say that before that, because time didn't exist before that, at least as far as the Bible is concerned. And then right here, later on in the movie, they show this whole evolution process and try to intermingle it in with the story of creation. At the start of the movie, they mention, briefly in a couple sentences, in the beginning nothing, blah 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 blah. But then again, about midway through the movie, they show like this whole evolution indoctrination sequence, and this is, clear as day, contradictory to the Bible. Everything about evolution contradicts the Bible, if in no other way than making the story about Adam and Eve completely null and void. So there's no way that this is a Christian movie, and I don't see how Christians would ever be okay with this movie and consider it a good movie when it so vehemently contradicts the Bible. So when they come on there and they say, in the beginning there was nothing, that right off the bat is a contradiction to the Bible. And that's the first thing that they say in the that's the first thing that they say in the movie. So as soon as the movie started, I was just about over it, just with the first sentence that they said in this movie. But alas, I continued watching it, and it just got worse from there. Then they go on to mention that in those times there were watchers that were watching over the planet. Now that right there is a satanic term, a Wiccan term, watchers. And what they're actually really referring to and alluding to are the fallen angels who in the Bible fell to earth with Satan, because in the Bible it says that a third of the angels in heaven fell to earth with Satan. And when the Bible mentions that there were giants in those days, what many scholars actually believe that that is referring to is the Nephilim, or fallen angels mating with humans and creating kind of off-breeds, which ultimately led to the corruption of the planet and why the flood was necessary in the first place. But what this movie does is it takes this whole fallen angel concept and flips it on its head. Instead of viewing the fallen angels as angels that rebelled against God, took the side of the devil, and in turn were cast out of heaven, it frames it as though these fallen angels, who they call in the movie watchers, like I said, the movie frames it as though these fallen angels have been trying to help man since the creation of the earth, and in turn, in helping man, this movie is suggesting that God punished them out of heaven unfairly. And it kind of makes, the movie kind of tries to make you feel bad for these fallen angels as though all they were trying to do was good, when again that's a direct contradiction to the Bible. So that one right there was a big red flag for me. And then they also go through this whole ridiculous concept with these watchers that they call them, saying that they were stars that fell to earth. Now the Bible does mention that angels are stars, but they claim that these stars fell to earth, and as the star kind of started to wither and it mixed with molten or something like that, they turn into these rock creatures. Well, again, that's just science fiction. I mean, come on. That just doesn't make any sense to line up with the Bible. And there is nothing in the Bible that would lead one to make that kind of jump. And in fact, all that does is put a mental roadblock between somebody connecting the dots between fallen angels mating with people and creating demonic offspring. And instead, now they have this mental picture of these rocks that are these fallen angels and never have the opportunity to make that connection. And those were the two parts of the movie that they really dwelled on the most and really had the most impact on the storyline. But there were a couple other things that were just flat out satanic that appeared in the movie and were common themes in the movie, and one of which was alchemy. They keep showing these glowing rocks that, you know, seem to possess some kind of magic power or something like that. And you know, that's a direct correlation to alchemy and that sort of thing. And the last thing that I'll talk about is that one of the characters in the movie, one of Noah's forefathers, is actually portrayed as being a wizard or something. And if you delve into occult symbolism and occult beliefs and satanic beliefs and things like that, you come to realize that wizards are, all the power that wizards possess come from demonic spirits. So to have one of the main characters or secondary characters in this religious movie who is portrayed as a good guy in the movie, openly practicing satanic witchcraft, is again another major false flag problem with this movie. I mean, this is not a Christian movie at all, and this is in no way a good representation of the story of Noah in the Bible. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that to you guys, kind of share my thoughts with that film with you all. Again, you know, the point of this movie was clearly to push some of these certain beliefs that a lot of these upper elite, at least at the very least, want you to start believing. You know, they want you to start believing in evolution, you know, and they want to expose you to some degree, at least, to various forms of witchcraft and alchemy. So these are all very important topics that they want to instill into your brain, and the fact that they are directly attacking people who are supposedly of strong faith just lets me know that the battle is on. So I hope you guys found this video compelling and interesting. I hope I didn't bore you guys too much. Thanks again for all my new subscribers and everybody who watches my videos, especially the ones who stick through all the way to the end. I really appreciate you guys. And again, I'm hoping to get back into a little bit more of the hoaxes and a little bit more into current events in my upcoming videos. So thanks again, and if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. And if you have any other thoughts about this movie, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Thanks, and God bless.